welcome back to IELTS Face-Off. I'm so happy to see you all, and I totally am wondering what the topic is this episode. What does whim mean? Whim means coming up with an idea spontaneously. Ding! But I don't think the topic is whim because that's a little bit too abstract. Oh my God! Why is it oh my God? What does oh my God mean? Okay, I think she's giving me another clue. So, OW, ow, is the episode today on pain? I wonder. Hi, and now meeting up with the wizard. What does the wizard even mean? A wizard is a person who has magical powers. Oh, okay, now I get it. There's W-O-W, that is wow. Oh, I think I know what the topic is today. It's probably, about everybody's wow factor. Because with wow factors, we come up with an idea, we make people go, oh my God, and we also have to be like a wizard to cook up some plan to ensure that our ideas are executed. Oh, I think I know exactly the person who will be able to speak to us on this. So follow me and we'll find out who the wow factor is. Let's go.
That's what Phoebe has revealed about this episode. Yes, let's face off our special guest, Petey Majik, a handsome illusionist. Being memorized by his charming and discovering his story about the wow factor. Next, we will follow Henry and her IELTS on the go journey down to the Mekong Delta. Let's see what the youngsters in this city are going to share with you about their face-off with English IELTS exam. And back to the studio of IELTS Face-Off, we will find out a jar of useful tips from our British Council IELTS expert. So much more excitement await in this episode.
Hey, okay, so today we're going to be talking about the wow factor, and I'm really wondering, there's a lot of things that's mysterious surrounding magic and surrounding the mysterious rose, but we're going to see what the wow factor is and how our lovely guest today, Petey Majik, started out with magic. Hi.
Hello. I'm not sure. I'm looking around me for the wow factor. I see you, so that's a wow there.
Well, your handshake was spot on. It's like, boom.
Do you like, hang on, what are these ones here? Have you seen these ones?
Oh, no.
That's a creepy one.
So, as a magician, do you do handshakes with people a lot?
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice way to just meet people. And it's also a nice way for, like, let's say if I come to shake your hand, if they have a watch, I can see the other hand, and then that sort of just sets me up for the next part of my phase where you can do magic with pickpocketing.
So you admired David Copperfield in the 90s. That was how your interest in magic started. How did it develop into street magic?
Well, Copperfield was just the man during the 90s with all the illusions. I recorded every single TV special we had on VHS. Wow. So I just watch it over and over. But it wasn't until David Blaine's street magic special that I actually started wanting to learn, because I felt there was more realism in just walking out on the streets, strangers, and just go, oh, can I get that piece of paper? And you do something, and then they'd be like, what?
Yeah.
And that was more the wow factor for me, that you could connect with strangers, make them smile.
So how has street magic brought you to Vietnam from Australia?
Actually, I have to thank one of my uni friends. I studied with him in QUT, Queensland University of Technology in Australia. After we finished, he went straight to Vietnam and worked. But I stayed in touch with him over Facebook. 2011, he messaged me on Facebook 2 questions. He goes, hey, are you still doing magic? Oh. And number 2 is, how's your Vietnamese? And I went, it's all right, why? Yeah. And he goes, why don't you come to Vietnam and do a show? And that same year, my mum was already coming back to see my grandma. So I went with her and I said to my friend, hey, I'm coming to Vietnam. Coming to Vietnam in 2011, second time after my first time in 1995, I'm like, wow, where's all these buildings come from, I started seeing this huge development in Vietnam. I saw that there could be something here. So I had to plan it properly. I said, okay, give me about 6 months. I'd plan a show, and then I came back in July of that year. We did a free show. It was about an hour show, and I had some guests there. And then I had a couple in the audience who was in the VIP area, and I invited them on stage, and I did a trick that was based on true love, because I needed a couple that had been together for so long.
Yeah.
And they waited for me after the show, invited me to their house for dinner the next day, and gave me the TV contract. I was shocked. You know, I was there in August, so like, we have an October slot. Can you shoot something in October so we can go to air around Tert or after Tert? And I'm like, that's 2 months.
Yeah.
I haven't got anything here, so it was difficult. But yeah, that's pretty much the reason what's made me come here.
Wow. So now let's talk about the wow factor. What do you think is your own wow factor?
I think nowadays I find myself more random and funny. Back then, because I was so inspired by David Blaine, I used to love the way he performed mysteriously. He was very like, here, choose a card,
Yeah.
take one, show the camera, yep, put it back, no, you shuffle it.
Yeah.
Look, the card is now in your pocket. And then you might take, oh my God,
Yeah.
and he just walk off.
Yeah.
I used to do that too. And
Yeah.
for some people, it's like, who is this guy? You know, he's just gone. But now I find it, I like connecting with people, doing random stuff and, you know, joking around. And
For you, what's your thought process when you design a trick or when you want to modify a trick?
I think it's about limiting the steps or the unnecessary steps that are needed for your end result. Like, for example, if I'm going to make something disappear, and the magician's always, like, traditionally it might be like, all right, I have a ball here, I'm going to put it over here, actually we're going to leave it here, and I'm going to make it disappear, snap, and then it goes,
Yeah.
right? Back then, that was impressive, because the end result is, wow, the ball's gone. But today, there's too many moves. If he can really make it disappear, he should just make it disappear. So if you can get rid of all that and just do that, then that's more real magic.
Right. So now you're an actor as well. How many % of an actor is in you as compared to a magician?
I did no acting classes, by the way. I learned everything on set from the amazing directors that I work with, especially Ham Tran, and one of my favorites. He's such an amazing director. His work ethic is, you know, second to none. And just learning the basic workshops through him was easy to act, because he was all about emotion and motivation. If you had to do a scene where you were angry, he wouldn't tell you, but he would come over and he would stir you up and make you really angry. You'd be like, what the hell's going on? And then you're sort of already halfway there. And then he would keep doing it, pull you into your spot. And you're like, Ham, what are you doing? He goes, shut up, Petey. I'm sick and tired of you, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, rolling, action. And you're already like, you're already angry. Yeah. And then you're in, you know? Wow. So I've done 9 films to date. Magic is a form of acting for me as well. So when I perform, I have to get into a sort of character where I have to convince them what I'm doing is real. So it's kind of like acting as well. But film and magic-wise, I would still say I'm more of a magician than acting.
Where do you get that wow factor inspiration?
I still watch a lot of films. Yeah. Horror's like my favorite. I love how people's minds just think outside of horror stories, where it's a gory type of film with people getting chopped up, or if it's a ghostly spiritual thing. TV-wise, I like watching a lot of skits, comedy sketches. I think that's so creative.
With all of our guests, we have some challenges for them. And guys, next up is the IELTS Face-Off Challenge. And Petey, you're going to be very surprised and maybe happy.
Challenge accepted.
Okay, so your challenge, you're going to create words from each letter of your name. And each of this word must be an adjective that students can potentially use in their IELTS exam.
Okay. Just my first name?
Just your first name.
So P-E-T-E-Y. Okay. P. Pure. Pure. Keep drinking green tea, no alcohol, stay healthy, stay pure. E. Electrifying. T. Let's go with timeless. Everything you do, or you set out to do, to be relevant for 10 years later. So you're timeless, you're always there. E again. Energetic. I'd stay healthy, sports. So being active would help you a lot with your energy levels. Why? That describes me, yes? I'm a yes man. I'm a yes man.
So now we already have 5 adjectives about yourself. Can you incorporate all of those adjectives into a sentence that's going to describe you? To showcase to our audience how they can potentially use some of those 5 valuable words.
Yeah. Timeless world, we need to be pure and energetic so that when we set out to do things and the things that get offered to us, the yes man that we are, we will be electrifying.
What a great way to end, with 5 adjectives put into such a beautiful sentence and dramatic sentence. So guys at home, make sure you remember those 5 adjectives, and if you can, utilize it into your IELTS exam and into your IELTS practice. So thanks so much for hanging with me today.
Thank you so much.
Got
the same handshake.
Okay, next section coming up. Back in the studio.
Next on IELTS Face-Off, we will get back to the studio with our IELTS experts from British Council, Oliver Holmes, with a set of useful tips for our IELTS exam. And of course, he together with Phoebe are also excited to see the young students we are about to face off today in IELTS On the Go journey. Yes, our next stop will be Cần Thơ. Check out the next cool things of the show right now.
Welcome back to the IELTS Face-Off studio, and we're here to talk to you about all of the amazing expert tips coming from our IELTS expert, Oliver.
Hi, good to be back again.
Yeah, good to be here with you again. This episode, we're talking about wow factor. I do think that, everybody has their own wow factor. And I think, people need to kind of know what it is and find out what that is.
Oh God, I wish I knew what my wow factor was.
I think I know your sense of British humor.
I'm not sure that wows many people.
All right, so today we actually have a group of people from Cần Thơ. Cần Thơ is a city that's located on the Mekong Delta. It's one of Vietnam's biggest cities within the Mekong Delta region.
I think that's the sort of thing that every tourist wants to come and see.
Yes, even though I've never been there, but I'm really excited to see what are some of the people there like and what are they going to be saying about all the things that we will ask them about. So shall we go over there?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Khánh Vy, let's take us to IELTS On the Go.
Coming from the heart of Mekong Delta, our guests today are 4 students and they all share the same passion for English. Welcome to IELTS Face-Off and thank you so much for joining us. Okay, let's start introduce about yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is Tiếng. I come from Cần Thơ University of Medicine and Pharmacy.
Thank you, chị Tiên.
Well, my name is Nguyễn Đại. I'm from Shaolin High School.
Hi, Dad.
Hello everybody, my name is Nguyễn Đức Mạnh and I come from Khách High School.
Hi, my name is An and I am studying chemistry at Cần Thơ University.
Hi, anh Mạnh. So we have 3 boys here and only our beautiful girl, chị Tiên. So, do any one of you here want to study abroad?
Yes.
Yeah, you?
Yes.
Which country do you want to go?
Well, I really want to go to Australia as I really love the cultures, a lot of people, I love, the policy of the authority as well.
Family there that could support me a life, a home. So there's one place I can go that the price of stuff can be cheap. I can find a job. That is Canada.
So you want to be independent of your parents, of your family. That's so impressive. And then
Or any country in the Europe.
Yeah, so I think that the fact that you learn English really well can assist you in studying in any country. So chị Tiên, what about our future doctor?
I do have to go to England.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I really passionate in British accent and British culture.
Yeah. So have you guys started to prepare for your journey to studying abroad?
Yeah. I am trying to get a certificate.
I try to learn English for getting IELTS certificate and I want to study in Australia as I said, so I asked for a lot of scholarship from Australian authority.
I really can feel your great interest in Australia.
Yeah.
So have chị Tiên and Mike have taken the IELTS test yet?
Not yet,
Yes.
because my mom had other plan for me too. She said after I get out of high school, I'm gonna work on her farm as a translator.
So I believe that by doing the job your mom wants as a translator to the international visitors, you can at the same time practice IELTS speaking.
Yes.
Yes. How about you, Tiên?
I haven't got an IELTS real test.
So I'm bringing you a good news that we are bringing you a real-time speaking test in IELTS with IELTS Face-Off, and you will have a chance to hear the evaluation from the British Council expert. Yes, but there's one but. Only one of you here will have that chance, so you guys will have to discuss with each other and find out who's that one.
I think you two are older, so you should let us try.
I give the chance for you too.
And second thing is, I want to compete with you. I want to squash you, and I want to smack you down.
Oh.
But no, I'm gonna give it the chance to you. You will be the chosen one. Because I have other work to do too. I see you in the next contest.
Nice. Thank you so much.
So you guys are friends?
Yes.
Yeah.
How long have you been in a friendship?
Well, maybe about approximately like 3 years.
Yeah, so you guys know each other so well.
Yes.
Yeah, and this Tom might have given the chance for you, so please take the chance.
Thank you.
Yeah, good luck, okay? See you later.
See you later.
Okay, Oliver, Dad from Kantur is waiting. And are you ready for IELTS Face-Off?
I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, this guy has been chosen as Voice of the Week. Nguyễn Tiến Đạt. Go for it! And next, we will have a discussion in the studio about the key topics in speaking part 2 of the IELTS exam with Oliver Holmes and Phoebe. Stay tuned right there. It comes right now.
Hi, my name's Oliver Holmes, and this is your test today. Can you tell me your full name, please?
My name is Nguyễn Tiến Đạt.
Now, in this first part, I'd like to ask you some questions about television. Do you like watching films or movies?
Well, I do watch film on my genre.
Has your taste in films changed as you've grown older?
Well, people's tastes in film or some kinds of thing has changed with the passage of time, so I'm no exception. You know, my passion and my genre has changed with my outlook on life as well.
Now, I'm going to give you a topic, and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Before you talk, you'll have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say, and you can make some notes if you wish. Here's your topic. I'd like you to describe a wow factor event you have witnessed.
Well, today I'm going to tell you my birthday party. When I was about a little child, when I was a teenager, and I was so depressed and I got anxiety by, the schoolwork. So my parents, on my birthday party, my parents say my family traveled to New York City for enjoying my birthday party with our relative in New York. The party is just tremendously crazy, and, I love the decoration of party, like my favorite stuff, and I love the toys, and, color of my favorite color as well. But the main factor is that I'm really impressed by the party because my close friend, when I was staying in New York, and they visited me, and we enjoyed the party. I say that day is my special day, so I can be rebellious as much as possible as I can. So after the party, I feel like I'm satisfied with my life now, and because of the party, helped me to stay positive life from that time up to now, and I stay conscious. And I understand one thing more is that when you witness something and you have a lot of experiences, you can understand more and more and how to stay positive and just leave your stress out and enjoy the fun and happiness with your relatives and people around you as well.
Thank you very much. Now, in this next part, we're going to discuss some general questions related to the previous topic. Let's consider, first of all, being different. Do you think people always want something different?
Well, success only motivates a person. So I believe that people just only be put in a race. So they just hungry and just try to achieve more and more. So from my own perspective, I strongly believe that, people will never get satisfied and will be more and more different to each other as well, from all the categories.
Thank you very much. That's the end of the speaking test.
Thank you.
Oh, here come Red Boy.
Oh, look at your face. Satisfied. Yes, so happy. What was the test?
Yeah, I'm tremendously happy after experiencing IELTS speaking test.
Were you nervous at first?
Well, I extremely nervous and stressful at the part one, but at the part one they have some question, and it had me more relaxed and stay conscious and focused on my answer. So, in the part two and part three, I just confident and try to show my idea and show my to the examiner as well.
So now let's check it out what the experts would talk about your performance.
Yes.
And also he will give you a mark and some evaluation that you should be listening to.
You've heard Dad. How do you think he did?
I think his speaking was a little bit variable. In terms of his pronunciation was very clear all the way through. But in terms of his grammar and vocabulary, there were a few weaknesses with that. I would highly recommend that he practices building up his complex sentence structures, maybe writing them down and then practicing speaking them. Also, in terms of the vocabulary, there were common mistakes with things like the word forms, like saying, I was so depressing, instead of I was so depressed, which is really common, using adjectives like I was so interesting instead of I was so interested. So it's a very common mistake, but something people should look out for. There were also a few other errors, like I love the decoration of party. I'm not sure how I'd correct that.
I love party decorations.
Yeah, I love party decorations. I love setting up a party because yeah, I think this is the sort of person that I'd highly recommend that they use sort of mind mapping techniques in order to build up their vocabulary and their grammatical accuracy.
How do you feel now after listening to the evaluation?
I feel so happy right now. At least I can do still things and I can improve my speaking much more than the past as well.
Yes. Definitely, it's just your first time you've taken the IELTS test, and I believe that in the real time you take the test, you definitely would get a higher score.
Thank you.
Yes, and about Tiên, Mike, and An, I believe that you would do so much good in your test in the IELTS exam, and I do hope that your dreams will come true. Okay, now that's it for our talk today with 4 amazing students. They all have their dreams. They all share the passion for English, and they all try their best to achieve a high score in IELTS and in English general. So now back to the stage.
Okay, so for now, let's move on to the next section. And today we're going to be talking about the speaking exam. Yeah, and so we're going to be really honing into the little nitty-gritty details of what are the topics and what are the ideas that's going to be asked about in speaking part 2. So guys, before we go on to discuss speaking part 2, take a look at this clip in the tips, and tips section.
Speaking tips, key topics in part 2. Master a few key topics in part 2 like a building, a city, a person, a trip. They'll give you ideas to talk about even when faced with unfamiliar topics. Forget about the question and focus on the cues. They give you a lot more ideas to talk about than thinking too hard about the main topic. Question.
All right, so when it comes to the speaking part 2, what are the topics that are often asked?
Okay, well, as we've talked about before on this program, there are 4 main key areas that people should be ready to address. Those are people, places, occasions, and things. But I think it's a really good idea for students to prepare beforehand and try and think of more unique answers, because you don't want to just repeat what everybody else has said and, you know, have your examiner fall to sleep. So also I think that uniqueness and individuality are qualities, so I think it's good for you to show off your own personality in the test.
Okay, so that gave me an idea. So maybe give me like one topic and then we can brainstorm ideas together and see which idea is unique.
Sure.
How does that sound?
Okay, let's talk about occasions. One occasion that all Vietnamese people are going to talk about, it's going to be
Tet holidays.
The Tet holiday. So I think immediately we should discount that, get rid of it, and start thinking about something different, something new.
I would say that it is the time when the baby is born until the time when the baby is 1 month old. That in Vietnamese culture is called kind of like the most important time in a baby's life, and nobody's allowed to visit the baby in that 1 month period.
The quarantine period.
The quarantine period, yes, the baby's in the quarantine house.
That sounds great.
It's less practiced nowadays compared to before, but some families still do it. You know, it's considered a taboo to kind of even visit the family at all during that 1 month period.
Yeah, I've heard a little bit about that, but I'd definitely like to hear more about it, yeah, in the exam. And perhaps we could talk about places. In terms of places, where could we talk about in Vietnam?
Okay, so this is a place that I've been to. I think Cây Gà is really amazing. Mũi Cây Gà.
I've never heard of it, which is good.
Yes. A lot of people say Da Nang, you know, a lot of people say, okay, I'll just travel within my city.
Or Ha Long Bay, of course. I mean, Ha Long Bay is absolutely beautiful, but it's too easy. It's too easy to talk about. So I really think it's a good idea to think of somewhere unusual. In fact, sometimes I tell my students to just pick up an English guidebook to Vietnam and read about Vietnam in English in a guidebook. And you can pick up all the interesting collocations, you know, the vocabulary and maybe even some grammar to describe the country. And if you haven't traveled very much, it gives you ideas for future holidays.
Does it have to be about Vietnam, in your opinion?
Oh, no, absolutely not. No. It'd be very, very flexible. I think it's a good idea to research like a dream holiday, for example, where you might want to go in the future.
All right, thanks a lot, Oliver, for coming by to speak. It's always been a pleasure discussing things about, you know, life and you know, just like abstract concepts with you. It's been great.
It's great to talk.
Yeah. All right. Thanks a lot. And guys, always remember that there are summaries available for you. If you haven't been able to take down all of the notes in this episode, go onto our webpage, go onto our YouTube, go onto our Facebook, and really just interact with us. There's a lot of free resources there. The tips are all there. You know, a summary of all of these episodes are all there. So make full use of it. When it comes to wowing people away, I think one of the most important things is to have a lot of confidence and to really be able and willing to take the risk to do something that we've never done before. I hope this episode has been able to inspire you to get out of that shell and just do something new and always impress yourself as well as impress other people. Until next time, I'll see you again. Take care. Ciao, ciao.